thanks to the IABF and Joe and everything you do, not just with this dinner, but especially the scholarship program. There's really no greater investment you can make than in our youth. So thank you for that. Congratulations to our other award winners: Trey, Inspiring; Mike Rizzo, Dedication; Anthony Volpe, Young. Man, it's young. Tom Scala. I got to say a little more about Tom, because we go back to Billy Martin and the Yankees in the early 80s. I'm telling you, we have the liver spots to show it. Tom was a heck of a college third baseman, coach for the Yankees. But you know, little known fact, he had one of the greatest saves in Yankees history. True story. Happened in Anaheim, 1983. It's actually the Anaheim Hyatt, 1:15 a.m. Hotel bar, Billy Martin. People love to go after Billy. And Billy was about to take a swing at this guy. It's a true story. Dom jumped in, and I swore he saved his life. So I'm sure Billy, actually there was a quote from Billy, actual quote that night, because Billy claimed he didn't do anything wrong. I haven't even had a beer yet. It was 1:15 a.m. I think the Guinness Book of Records certified that. The longest Billy went without a cold one. Nice to see some really familiar faces in here. J.P. Ricciardi, former GM of the Toronto Blue Jays, when I had this crazy idea of going to spring training and playing with the Toronto Blue Jays. And J.P. was even crazier because he said, sure, let me know when you want to come in. I go in there, first day of camp, I go in the cage, hit against Roy Halladay. The manager, John Gibbons, says, hold on a second. And I'll figure they're going to scuttle the whole thing now. They're on to me. Instead, he says, you did sign a waiver, didn't you? I said, no, actually I didn't. He said, oh man, you're not going to be writing about this. You'll be owning the team. But I survived. Frank Catalanato, one of my buddies with the Blue Jays, one of the outfielders there. Great guy. Everybody loves the cat, right? You know what? He didn't give me a single hitting tip that whole week. And it finally dawned on me, he was worried about me taking his job. Bobby Valentine, great manager. Actually, ran into him earlier, didn't recognize him without the mustache and glasses. But seriously, one of the best things about my job is I get to talk to and find out things about people who are the best in the world at what they do. And one of my favorites is Vin Scully. And I remember asking Vin one time, how the heck can you be so good for so long? He was in his 80s and he was still the best broadcaster in baseball. And he gave me a great quote that I never forget about: the humility to prepare and the confidence to pull it off. I always love that because confidence is something we get from coaches, mentors, family, sure, but it's something you also have to have really deep inside yourself. Believe in yourself, and then things can happen. The humility part I thought was interesting. What he meant was, you know what you don't know. Vin Scully at 80 was working like it was his first day in the business, doing homework before the game, always being prepared, having stories to tell. You don't become that good without hard work. And I love that too, because that word humility really means a lot for me, for anybody really, because again, you know what you don't know, you don't think you know everything, and that keeps you working. And for me, it also brings me back to family. And that's really the reason why I'm able to stand here tonight. I gotta go back to my grandparents, right? My grandmother, Conchetta Legato, she was born, well, I won't tell you when she was born, but she came here in 1920, left Italy on a boat with her entire life savings, $50, that was it. My grandfather left prior to her, actually met over here. He also left Italy in 1907. He had nothing in his pocket, and I always think about, you know, what that, just the kind of guts it took to get on a boat, and he was 17 years old, literally not a dime to his name, and to make it here. But I always think about humility and family because, let's face it, Sunday afternoon at Grandma's house, right? I gotta see some heads nodding to this, going to Grandma's house on Sundays. Big Z. Sunday gravy. The Mets on television. My grandma was a big Mets fan. She didn't speak any English, but she loved baseball. Plastic on the sofa. I can still feel the back of my thigh looking up on a hot summer day. Oh my goodness. You know, sometimes people ask me, well, you cover baseball, but did you ever think about maybe writing some mysteries or nonfiction or fiction stories? I could never write fiction because I had too happy about childhood. Like, a lot of people write fiction because they had a tortured childhood or they want to escape where they came from. That certainly wasn't the case for me, especially my parents. My mom was like the most confident and positive person. She's the one who taught me you can do anything. And I truly believe that, and I still believe that today. My father was a great high school football and baseball coach where he really informed me for what I do for a living because I saw the game from the inside out. So, you know, for instance, on football Sunday, I saw all the work that went in during the week. You know, baseball, I saw all the work that went into the practices. And I wouldn't go to the practices, so it wasn't always about the results. It's how do you get the results? And for him, the two biggest lessons, well, number one was do what you love what you do. And he thoroughly did that. And then the hard work. Again, I saw all the hard work that went in, and even if he didn't tell me, I don't think he ever said that. There was no, sit down, son, listen to this. The big Vince Lombardi speech. No, it was just watching the way he went about his business. Great story for you. I'm lucky enough, I remember still to this day playing for him in high school football. Taking the field every day, or every game, confident we were going to win. The idea of losing never occurred. In fact, we went undefeated on both junior and senior years. It was because of that preparation. Quick story for you. Senior year, we're at a 0-0 game state championship. I was a wideout, and we had an unbelievably good team. We outscored our opponents that year 314-6. But we ran the ball. I mean, my dad made Woody Hayes look like Bill Walsh, or somebody who threw the ball up. 3 yards in a cloud of dust. But we happened to call an actual pass play, which is a rarity for us. And I'm a wide receiver, and my job, it was a tight end looking pass, really short pass to the tight end. My job is to just clear the safety, run a deep post, get the safety there. Well, the safety, I'm sure, scouted us well. He's like, I'm not going to bother following that guy because they never throw the ball deep. But I ran my route. But what happened was the quarterback overthrew the tight end by a lot, and I happened to be in the end zone. And the ball comes to me purely by luck, but maybe not, you know, because I did run the pattern that all came from preparation and hard work. So those lessons do pay off. But the luck does help, I will tell you that. And I feel like I've always been really lucky enough to do what I've always wanted to do. Delivering newspapers in the morning before school. You know, I grew up literally with ink on my hands. All I wanted to do was write. And I never thought about these opportunities to come along that have come along. Lucky enough to meet my wife while covering the Yankees, by the way. Road trip to Seattle, it's another story. Lucky enough, again, to go places, talk to people that really I never dreamed about. I really, truly didn't. All I wanted to do was write, and to have the opportunity to, again, talk to some of the best people in the world, go to the World Series, you know, go to All-Star games. Been able to do this for 40 years, cover Major League Baseball, and every year seems like it's brand new for me. It tells me, you know, I made the right choice, took my dad's advice, do what you love what you do, and that certainly is true. And certainly this award to me is one of those things that I'm going to put in that long list that I have of being truly lucky because, you know, I'm proud of where I came from, proud of my heritage, certainly proud of this award. It's a true honor. So I can't thank you enough. This one, there's a lot of awards that I'm lucky enough to come my way. This one really means a lot because it's about family. Thank you.
Great job.